Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, fellow humans.
Oh.
Today it is Q&A time, and I'm very excited. I have brewed myself a very special tea today. I went fancy today, and I have my actual infuser, John.
Oh.
Loose leaf, baby.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's from a random apothecary shop I happen to be into, and then they like stare at you because you're the only people in there, and then you feel uncomfortable, like you have to buy something. But I'm not even a little stitious, and I don't believe in any of that stuff. So they had tea, so I bought some tea. So here we go. Normal people stuff.
Yeah, sometimes, Dave, it's talking to you is like trying to get a sip of water out of a fire hydrant.
What do we got today?
What do we got today? It's Q&A.
I know, I did Q&A day.
So there's, I mean, I just haven't had time. It's been, with Halloween week just ending, I had performances of sorts all week long.
Yeah, is it hard to constantly set up that pole in people's bedrooms, or is it just pretty normal at this point?
The ones I go to, they have the pole already,
Okay,
Dave.
good.
Permanent installations. My portable pole is, it's rickety at best.
I see you've soundproofed your basement. This makes me comfortable.
I've never seen deadbolts on a basement door before. That's interesting. It's lock on both sides. Cool. What?
So before we get started, I want to say something fun I did. So my wife and I, we love going hiking. So we've been doing hikes that are a little further away this week because she had some time off, which is a lot of fun. And
Binghamton? Have you hiked Binghamton?
We did a couple in the White Mountains, which is because I'm up in New Hampshire. So the White Mountains, where we were hiking, about an hour and a half from here. So not a bad day trip at all. But so on the way, both directions, I started listening to a lot of the stuff we've done, and that includes introducing my wife to all of 2112.
Oh, wow.
We did the whole Dark Side of the Moon album. So yeah, it was a fun road trip because I started putting on stuff like that. But I'll tell you the downside. So that the album would play, and we just have Spotify. So like the entire album would play, and then it would start trying to play random things from Rush or random things from Pink Floyd or whatever. And I always had to kill it.
No.
Stop it. I haven't heard this yet. So my wife was laughing at me. She's like, I don't know. Let's see what else they play. And I was like, I can't do it. Principle. I don't know what's coming.
That's right.
But it was really nice, to do. So beautiful days, riding with the windows down, just blasting those albums, as well as a bunch of the other stuff that you've introduced me to. So it was really, really fun to do.
So out of curiosity, what did the wife say about 2112 and things of that nature?
She loved 2112.
Really?
Yeah, really, really liked it. She was very into it. She was like, man, that was a lot of fun. She couldn't believe it was basically one song,
Yeah, of course. Like your reaction at the first.
Exactly. And so she was a band geek, band nerd, orchestra, whatever you want to call them. She
really?
She played stand-up bass.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she played stand-up bass for years. And so she was listening to it, and she was like, man, these would have been really fun to do as an orchestra because there was more interesting bass parts. She always complains if you listen to certain classical pieces because she'll be like, man, I played this, and the bass part is so boring. It's just like for 20 minutes. So she really did enjoy listening to a lot of that different stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it was a good time.
That's awesome. And how may I be reminded? Your wife is a few years younger than you, or about your age?
3 years younger. So we are both in our mid-30s. It is not an amount of years that matters in the grand scheme of life.
That's just too cool that she liked 2112. I'm excited by this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was an 89 baby and I was an 86 baby. So.
I'm excited and scared. So someday in the future, this block where I'm positioned right now could be replaced with a blonde.
Well, I mean, my wife's not a brunette, so
right,
who's this blonde you're talking about?
I forgot your wife's a brunette. Her name sounds like a blonde's name.
Fair enough. All right, what questions we got?
All right, first let's hit the generics.
I'm down.
All right. Where are the generics? Did I forget the generics?
Well,
yep,
I have
no generics.
Solid. Did I get any funny insults? Because I got to say, last Q&A killed it. I was dying laughing.
Yeah, you did. You definitely got some insults.
Yes.
Let's begin. We're gonna go way back to our cover of Bob when you did Bob
Oh,
by
Weird Al.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Mhm.
Now, this is strange. A person named Casey Monroe, it's a name I'm not overly familiar with as far as comments on our page, on our stuff, said the following. It's 4 words. I'm just going to say it as it's written. And I'm going to ask you then, because I forget stuff, but I'm going to ask you to somehow tell me how this is connected to the song Bob. Here it is. Ready? 4 words. Ready? John Denver was strangled.
That's a Monty Python sketch.
It can't be a Monty Python sketch.
The strangling of John. I thought it was. No, it was John Denver. For a second, I thought it was Bob Dylan. It's been a while, and now I'm not 100% sure. But I remember the sketch. It was on Monty Python's like album or whatever, their audio album, and. Right. The whole sketch was like, and now John Denver being strangled. And it was like, you sit nicely on a window. And
okay. All right.
I don't know if you ever heard it, but I assume that's the reference.
Cool. I knew you would figure it out. Okay. So that's taken care of. I was really at a loss. I didn't understand. All right.
I got you, Casey. I think it was Casey.
Casey, Kasey Monroe.
I got you, Casey Monroe. I caught your reference.
Monroe. Let's go to in Old England Town from part of our Halloween Orange themed series. You didn't care for the song because mostly the lyrics. You would have preferred it if it were an instrumental, I think is what you said.
Yeah, that seems right.
Good song. Anyway, Blue Jazz, who is the insulter in chief for you, said, never thought it possible, but I kind of agree with the Carroty Kid on this one.
Carroty Kid?
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
You're a Western hero now.
In the right light, my beard also is a little red, so I like it.
But he goes on to say, after agreeing with you, he goes on to say, I'd almost rather be naked spooned by Davy San in a 55-gallon drum of chilled hot dog water during a Twilight marathon while he ODs on Cialis Viagra Speedball than subject my ears to this abomination a second time.
You know what? I think I'm with you. I think I agree. Roll up that 8-ball there, buddy. It's a lot of hot dog water.
That's a lot of hot dog water.
I think it's wasteful is what it is. First of all, don't boil hot dogs. Worst possible way to cook a hot dog.
Indeed.
You grill a hot dog.
No, you steam them.
Get out of here. No, you grill a hot dog.
Okay,
there should be black lines on your hot dog.
But steaming hot dogs is the Coney Island way to have a hot dog.
Well, Coney Island is wrong.
Oh.
It should be grilled. Grilled is the correct answer.
To all the people living in New York, Coney Island is wrong.
I am a fan of a grilled hot dog. I want some flame to smack at the outside shell of my hot dog. But start making hot dog water. 55 gallons. That's going to take you a while. But
Blue Jazz, get on.
Let me know.
2 more comments on in Old England Town. Again, you didn't enjoy the song. Trump RDR2 also apparently did not enjoy the song. His response is all of 4 letters.
Agree. That's not
EL no.
EL no. I like it. It's the Southern way.
No, EL, Electric Light Orchestra, ELO. He says EL no.
It works both ways, though, because it's also hell no.
Hell no. All right. Elrond W. said, I enjoyed this. I have to say, as a spooky song, I expected Intruder to make the Halloween list.
We actually have recorded, side note, we recorded more spooky songs than we ended up having time to release. I don't think that was on the list, but
no, it was not.
I don't know. We have extra songs.
My response to him was Intruder by Van Halen, by Peter Gabriel? If so, which version, the original or the orchestral? Intruder by Gary Newman, Intruder by Janis Joplin, by Moderat, by Kozlo, by Alex Faith and Tadashi. Which Intruder?
Nerd.
So if you are going to, the lesson here is if you are going to request a song, please tell me who does it, because believe it or not, there's only so many English words, and there's a lot of songs with the exact same title or extremely similar titles. So please be specific when you make a request.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's good. So that takes care of In Old England Town. For now, I'm going to leave it because I expect maybe we'll get a few more reactions out of that. All right, let's go to Boop, 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 Boop. I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You. This is a fairly recent one, but it's already gotten some interesting comments. One of which is from Lance Patton. Lance Patton says, assonance is a literary device. It's the repetition of vowel sounds.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what don't know. If that's
learn something new every day. I love learning something new.
Yeah. Robin Marks.
He made an assonance out of you and I.
He did. And that's easy.
Yeah.
Robin Marks, who I still don't know if it's a male robin or a female robin.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, if it was in my yard, I'd say, oh, brightly colored. That's a male robin.
That's why I'm so garish.
On the interweb. No, it's not. On the interweb, I have no idea. So Robin Marks says, quote, again, this is on the Alan Parsons Project song, I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You. I was 17, comma, tripping on acid on Friday nights at the midnight movies. Now, Dave, we recently recorded that one, and I don't know how that relates, but I forget things a lot. But anyway, maybe you understand how that somehow...
I assume it's from the movie clip that you played in the middle of that. I referenced Spy Who Shagged Me.
Spy Who Shagged Me, yes.
Yeah, I referenced that, and then you actually, I saw on that video, well done, by the way, that you had actually pulled and put the movie clip in there that I referenced.
Thank you.
So I assume that's the movie he went and saw. That would make a lot of sense. Also, that'd be a good movie to be high on acid and at the midnight movie theater. That's...
it's a string of one-liners put together in a loose plot is what that is.
Oh, absolutely.
We shall call it the Alan Parsons Project.
Austin Powers. I'm a child inside, obviously. And so those are funny movies.
Yeah, they are. All right, moving up to Leave My Girl Alone.
Leave her alone. Leave my girl alone. That was a Britney reference. That was a Leave Britney Alone reference.
Yeah, right. So we're letting Blue Jazz and Trump R2 double dip again. You know what? They're very prolific in their reactions.
I mean, if you got something good to say and I find it funny, go for it.
All right. Trump RDR2 says SRV, Stevie Ray Vaughan, is just mesmerizing. Such a naturally gifted player. Little girl, quote, little girl, finger quotes. Little girl was common slang for girlfriend since the rise of the blues, adopted by many genres since. It only became a creepy reference recently as people lost the ability to understand metaphor and point to literal dictionary definitions as an authority. People love to assume the worst. Context be damned.
I didn't assume the worst, actually.
He didn't accuse you of that.
No.
People do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I could totally see that being a thing. Yeah. It's like anything else. There's tons of slang out there, and if the slang is not commonplace but specific to the genre that you are not used to being a part of, then that slang can easily be misunderstood. And I think music is one of the biggest, I don't want to say offenders because that's not the right word. It's just one of the biggest places that it happens because the writer writes it from one point of view. And then I listen to it 50 years later, completely out of context, knowing nothing. And of course I have a different worldview and understanding of language. So that's a very good point. I agree.
There's an exit off of a highway that I frequent and it's Gay Street. And I think, I bet in the 70s through about the 90s, that was a chuckler for the kids. And I bet nobody wanted to live on Gay Street, right?
But it's Happy Street.
But I mean, and in the 20s when it was probably named, it was Happy Street, and today it's I don't know, politically ambitious street. I don't know, what would you call
what 20s, John? The 2020s, like now, the 1920s, the 1820s, 1720s. You need to be specific, John. If you're gonna say 20s, see what I did there? This is making fun of you for yelling at the other person about that.
We gave it a try.
Turnabout's fair play, John.
No, it isn't, dude. Okay, so there we go with that.
This is delightful tea, by the way. I take everything back about that shop. I'm glad I got shamed into buying something. It's delightful.
You were shop shamed.
It's like
again with the phone. You know what's funny is the phone goes off in the video while I'm sitting here editing the video, and I always reach for my phone. I'm like, John, you're an idiot.
Let me say, I want to point something out here. You know whose phone never goes off? The millennials. You know whose phone goes off all the time? The end of the tail boomers. Just want to throw that out there.
End of the tail boomers? No, here's the deal.
You're like the tailbone of the boomers. You've been sat on by them.
I have a neurological issue up here that has been diagnosed, and part of it is memory. And if I turn my phone all the way down like it was all morning, I missed 4 phone calls. So I turned it up, and then I forgot to turn it back on before we started recording. So my bust. But you know what? It's turned down now, and I bet you forget.
So sad.
I bet you. All right, so continuing with the reactions or the comments on Leave My Little Girl Alone, Blue Jazz says, you have to wonder what would have happened to Stevie if he never took that flight. You know, which is, he died in that helicopter crash. His own excess nearly cost him his life at least once. And yeah, I mean, that's a, it's like, what if Elvis was still alive? What if Hendrix was still alive? What if John Lennon had survived? Would he be a conservative by now?
Yeah. What if Kennedy ducked?
What if, our mutual friend Brooke used to always answer the phone or leave the phone conversations with a very similar thing. And I would tell him I've heard it enough, but it was like, well, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
It was probably fine. I mean, the rest of the play, probably very enjoyable. There was that one hiccup, but other than that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that is a thing that it is fair to think about a lot of things. I think about that with Freddie Mercury all the time because I love Freddie Mercury and Queen. And it does make me sad that, like, it's over. It was over before I even ever really knew who Queen was. I discovered Queen and it was already too late. So,
I mean, I'll say this, and it may have been a lull in his creative process, but in my opinion, Freddie Mercury and Queen's output in the last couple of years of his life, I mean, if it wasn't Queen, they'd have never got a record deal with it, I think. Now I know I'm going to tick off a lot of Queen people, a lot of Freddie Mercury fans, but if you compare the quality of their stuff in the early days or the mid days, to the stuff in that last album and Freddie Mercury's solo stuff, they're just not even on the same plane.
Throwing shade at the Merc.
I am. Sorry, Freddie. All right, well, Blue Jazz continues on his Leave My Little Girl Alone or Leave My Girl Alone comment. He refers to you as Gnome More Tears, Charisma 0. You should have re-rolled your face plus 10 annoying. So I knew those references would make sense to you.
That's solid. This is good.
That's all D&D stuff, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, RPG stuff in general, yeah. D&D stuff, whatever. I mean,
re-rolled your face. I'm like, re-roll. I read that over and over, and it wasn't until I got the plus 10 annoying that I'm like, wait a minute, that's a term. Wait, that's a D&D thing.
Well, on a lot of actually modern day RPGs, when they have like really in-depth character creators, you can like do all sorts of stuff to make faces and stuff. I'm talking like adjust eyebrow width and length and depth and like very minute stuff. Oftentimes they also have a random roll button because, who really wants to fiddle with eyebrows? I don't. So I'll just hit random roll a couple of times until I get a face that makes me chuckle, and then I move on, and that's my character. And that's how I was born, I assume. That's what my parents did. I actually know for a fact I was an accident. So,
You know for a fact you were an accident?
That's what I was told. I was a quickie as my dad went to boot camp. That was a straight up accident right here. So
wow.
So I assume that's what my parents did. They just sort of hit the random roll button and here I am.
Okay.
The Gnome King.
I don't know. From what I hear, your dad and quickies. No, never mind. I'm just kidding. I know nothing about your dad's sexual plunders.
I wonder if my parents even know I have this channel.
My parents don't.
Time to text John's dad.
No, it's not. Still on Stevie Ray Vaughan here. L. Round W, again, this is another double dipper today, says this regarding pickles. Remember the pickles context we had there? I agree 100% with John.
Oh, trash take, Elrond.
Pickles do not belong on chicken sandwiches. Follows it up with, I agree 100% with Dave.
Pickles do belong on...
Dill pickles or any other not sweet pickle are so much better.
You know what? I'm 50-50 with the founder of Scientology there.
Okay, Elrond. Moleeds.
Man, have you ever actually studied the life of Elrond at all?
L. Ron Hubbard? No.
Yeah? Fascinating. He basically tried...
Is he a relative of yours?
No. He tried multiple times to start libertarian communes by like buying a large cruise ship, for instance, and then making it a libertarian commune. And of course, it fails horrifically. Like, talk about a place that libertarianism absolutely wouldn't work. And it's a cruise ship where everyone's livelihood and life and food and bathrooms and everything is 100% dependent on other people working together for the common good. That is the worst possible place to try to found a libertarian anything.
You know, I bet
he was doing it to tax dodge, but
that'd be nice for like 3 weeks.
It wasn't barely nice for 3 weeks. So you had to like pay money to be allowed to go to the food because of course you can't cook food in your tiny little cabin. And so they kept having fire issues because people were trying to cook food in their tiny little indoor cabin on a cruise ship. And that's not how that works. It was hilarious.
Can you say no ventilation, not much air? How stupid is that?
Oh, it's very dumb. He spent a lot of time actually on his own private yacht traveling the world looking for the buried spaceships that they were going to leave the planet with.
Oh.
Now, of course, he wasn't looking for him. He knew this is all fake and made up. But he got lots and lots of money and traveled around the world on his private cruise ship doing it. It's actually really interesting. Also, trash human. The way he treated those around him. But interesting.
And yet his beliefs are still out there. People are still following.
Well, yeah. Well, people are still Christians, so what are you going to do? Gotcha.
Yeah, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not at all. Jesus didn't trash people.
Look, everyone's got their chosen mythology, John.
All right, with the chosen mythology. Yours is no mythology at all, which is your chosen mythology, so don't start with me.
That's not true. I believe that I'm converting to Ra. Not the rest of the Egyptian gods, but I'm very pro-Ra.
Just the one. You're a pro-Ra guy. Okay, fine.
Quetzalcoatl, close second.
So, still on the Stevie Ray Vaughan video, and this is what I think is so great is that there's repeated comments based on our discussions pre or post the video. So
I like that.
So in that one with the discussion of the chicken sandwiches, the Wendy's hamburgers, and all that stuff, you said you're not a big beef guy.
No, I almost never eat beef. I don't care for it as a thing. It's not even some like, yes, it is terrible for the environment. We probably should eat far less beef. But the truth is I just don't like it very much.
Okay. To which Dr. DJ-L, or is it DJ-L?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I assume it's DJ Deshal.
Okay. Actually must have noticed you were being insulted handily by Blue Jazz and wanted to get in on it because he says, wait, did the proselytizer-in-chief of cream chip beef just say beef is not really my thing?
I have been waiting for someone to pick up on that. Yes, absolutely. Cream chip beef is about the only way that I like beef.
All right, well.
Yeah, even so the other day we went out to some place. We have friends up here in Maine, so we met them about halfway in Portsmouth. And because we're in New Hampshire right now, in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. And this place is known for their burgers, and I got a duck burger.
A duck burger.
Duck burger. I'd never had a duck burger. I've had ostrich. I've had a lot of other weird burgers, but I'd never seen duck before. So I got a duck burger. It was very good. But yeah, if given the choice, beef will be one of the absolutely last things I choose. I just don't, I don't think it tastes that good.
Well, I tell you what, I love the flavor of it, but I also like the Beyond Burgers, the near meats.
They're not bad, actually. I don't mind them.
I love turkey burgers.
Yes, turkey burger is my preferred burger. If I'm gonna have a burger, turkey burger, definitely the route that I go. But yes, that is a very good point. Cream chip beef, that thin, shaved, salted, dried beef, is one of the two ways that I don't mind beef, and the other, ironically, same family, beef jerky.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know why. By the time
beef jerky.
Yeah, right. Especially like the teriyaki beef jerky or something. Love it. Rarely eat it, but yeah. So those are dried. Apparently, is my answer to how do you like your beef.
You know what bums me out now? You talk about like salted, cured, and all that stuff. Good luck trying to find regular bacon these days. It's all like in big letters, uncured bacon. It's like that's not what I want. I want salt cured bacon. I don't want uncured bacon.
I love bacon. I rarely buy it, and when I do, I usually try to find a local butcher. I do my best, especially because we live on the road.
Yeah.
If you're new to the channel, my wife's a traveling nurse and I work remote, so we like move every 8 weeks to 13 weeks. So I try my best to eat local wherever we happen to live at the time. And so that ends up varying our diet, both veggies and meat. And so I try my best to find local places. So like right now we live at Hampton Beach. We eat a lot of fish. There's a beautiful fishmonger down the road. So we eat a lot of local fish, local catches. But there's also a number of local butcheries. So if I buy meat in general, I try my best to do local places. My one exception, I freely admit, is sometimes I'll pick up like a rotisserie chicken at the grocery store. They're like on sale for $5. Grocery stores do them as a loss leader. It's hard to turn down. You could shred it and throw it in a salad. It'll get you like 5 meals for $5 worth of chicken. So yeah. It's just hard to turn down as a cost savings thing. But cool, I highly encourage you, if you like bacon, if you like meat, try your best to go get local. If you like beef, go buy local. It will taste far better. The quality will be better. It will be more expensive, but it is better in every other way. Also, it's more expensive. Eat a little less meat.
Okay.
It's good for you.
And Dave, as you know, as long as we're talking beef, I'm no spring chicken. I've been around a while.
You laid your share of eggs.
I have laid my share of eggs yesterday. But for the first time ever, 2 years ago, I had farm fresh turkey for Thanksgiving.
Really? Never done it before?
Never did it before, and wouldn't have done it yet, except that this human that lived with me when I was a kid, he was bigger than me, very abusive. I forget what his role was in the family. I think chief abuser, mostly. Anyway, this punk has grown up, and he's got a little bit of money he sops off the government.
Tell me how you really feel about your older brother.
What? Who? Anyway, he insisted and bought a farm fresh turkey. How much is a I mean, you want to talk lost leader? How much is a Thanksgiving turkey? You know, maybe like $12 or something like that, or $20.
I mean, a good one is more than that. I get ham. I like ham.
Okay. Anyway, he buys this turkey for like $69 or something like that. And everyone was like, "There's no way I'd spend that much money for turkey," and I was like, I mean, it's so cheap at the market, man. How could you? But he got a big turkey that served 8 adults for under $70
with plenty of leftovers, I assume.
Plenty. I'm sure there was plenty of, not maybe as, anyway. But I got to tell you, that is the best darn turkey I have ever eaten in my entire life. And I wish he hadn't done that, because he's ruined me for life from the Butterball. Like I will never enjoy it as much as I enjoyed that turkey at that meal.
Yeah, I have been ruined by going predominantly, if not almost entirely, local with both meat and vegetables seasonally. It tastes so much better, just astronomically better, and it means that I buy a little less because it is more expensive. But at the same time, you're just ruined. That flavorless injected butterball just doesn't measure up. One year I got a smoked turkey from a local farm. And I'm not a huge, giant piece of turkey fan, which is weird because turkey burger, turkey slices on my sandwiches, my favorite, but hunk of turkey meat, not my favorite. I prefer ham if it's just hunk of meat. So I got a smoked turkey. Tastes a little in the bacon family. By the time you slice that sucker up, that full, like farm fresh turkey that's been smoked. Yeah, absolutely a little bacon-like. And so it was my favorite turkey I've ever had.
Wow.
Second to the one time when my uncle got a farm fresh turkey and then he wrapped the entire thing in a lattice of bacon and then cooked it. That was very good.
Well, maybe the next time we do a cooking session, Dave, we'll have to do a fresh turkey or something like that.
That'd be a long session.
Well, we might have to edit
it's like 15 minutes to make.
But you know what? You say that, but where I live, there's no better place in the United States to get a fresh chicken, and yet I don't have the same difference of taste for frozen versus fresh in the chicken world. But it was just overwhelming with the turkey. And I'll tell you the main reason it surprised me. My what's that? The old guy that lives in the house, the one that abuses you with words that you don't understand until you're old enough.
Your dad. That's called a dad.
Yeah, that's him. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that guy used to hunt, and one year he brought home a turkey. And the term gamey never made sense to me until I ate that turkey. Because it was obviously wild, caught in the wild. Mm-hmm. So the difference between a farm turkey and a caught in the wild turkey is the caught in the wild is going to have a whole lot more muscle, a whole lot less meat, and the one in the farm is going to be a bit fatter and meatier. But between the gamey flavor of it, the toughness of it, and pulling pellets of
buckshot
out of my mouth, I did not have a good experience with that.
Fair enough. I've never had one. I've never had a fresh hunted turkey. Yeah. I have zero problem with hunting for food, so I'm fine with it. But
I welcome anybody. I mean, I don't know what hunting season is, and I don't know if it matters if it's hunting season and you're on your land or it doesn't. But any week of any year, you can hear gunshots where I live, coming from either side. You can hear gunshots. So they're shooting something. Something must always be in season. I hope they're eating well, but if it tastes gamey, I want no part of it. I had rabbit too. Same thing, buckshot.
I had rabbit. It wasn't bad, but it was like a rabbit stew. It was fine. I'm not a huge
I've had deer meat burgers. I've had venison. I've had venison stew.
My father-in-law got a black bear, and so I've had a black bear burger and a black bear sausage. Very good. Black bear bolognese.
Black bears
fantastic.
You can eat black bears?
Absolutely. Black bear sausage, black bear, all sorts of stuff. I mean, you can eat anything if you're dedicated enough.
Well, you can eat people if you want to, Dave.
Yeah, and I would have excellent marbling.
Yeah.
I'd be like the Kobe beef of people.
So, anyway, so far, the fellow humans... Oh, by the way, hi. Hello, fellow humans. How are you?
Welcome to Food Talk.
Welcome to Food Talk with John and Dave. Dave and John. All right, here we go. Songs from the Wood was our recent... you loved that.
I really liked that one a lot. Also, at the beginning of that video, you told me it was an instrumental, and it was not an instrumental, but...
No, what I said was there are no lyrics, meaning on screen for you to look at.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. Yes, that is correct. There were no lyrics on screen. That was a good song, though. I did like that one a lot. I have since re-listened to that song, by the way.
Well, here is what Jay Pirard, J-P-I-R-A-R-D, said regarding that video. First of all, the world is flat. We never went to the moon. Santa Claus is a thing, and so is the Easter Bunny.
So far, we agree, so...
Yeah. And then they posted all the lyrics to Songs from the Wood, and it occurred to me that all the discussions we had for that video, we didn't break down the lyrics.
No, I thought I talked about the lyrics. I'd have to go back and watch it again.
I don't think so. So, Dave, I am right now going to be posting the lyrics to that song right in the chat here for you to completely ignore because it didn't print. Maybe too many? Is it too much? Is that possible?
I'll tell you what's finicky is Zoom chat.
It is. It appears to be. Yeah, it did not like that at all. Dave, look up the stinking lyrics to Songs from the Wood. I think we need to go through this. Because, again, I don't know. And I read the first couple of lines. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean.
Let me bring... hold on. I can actually put this on the screen for
Let me bring you songs from the wood.
Here you go. Let me bring you songs from the wood to make you feel much better than you could. No. All right, so that rhyme doesn't work. It works if you keep moving on to it. To make you feel much better than you could. No. Dust you down from tip to toe.
Okay,
show you how the garden grows.
Dust you down from tip to toe?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean dust you down from tip to toe?
I think there's two very obvious explanations for this one. First of all, it is very clearly pixie dust. That's how you fly if you think of a wonderful thing. Second of all, it's probably cocaine. Hold you steady as you go.
All right, you got to stop there. You got to stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Because several people, and I haven't gotten to everybody, vehemently insist that Ian Anderson was an anti-drug, not non-drug using. He was a non-drug using performer and expected it of his band.
You know what? Then in that case, I say it's glitter. I say they're having a rave.
It's pixie dust it is.
Mm-hmm. They're having a rave. It's glitter. Okay. Which would make for a fun rave in the woods, I have to say. So I was in Salem yesterday, actually. My anniversary was yesterday. So we went down to Salem as one of the many things we did yesterday.
Salem, Mass or Salem, New Hampshire?
Salem, Massachusetts. And so we're walking around
Did you find
Salem.
the police cars?
No, we did not. We did, however, see an art exhibit where they painted trees blue. And I will say the blue tree trunk with yellow, bright, like sharply yellow leaves is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, because it feels like you're on an alien planet. It feels like you're in an episode of Star Trek and you've just beamed down to a new place. It was an art exhibit to say something about deforestation. I don't know. There's a lot of words, a lot of reading. Yeah. I was busy taking in all the sights. But anyway, that is what I think of. So if I was also in glitter and having a party in the middle of those trees, it'd be a pretty dope rave. Hold you steady as you go. Join the chorus if you can. It'll make of you an honest man. Let me bring you love from the field, poppies red and roses filled with summer rain, to heal the wound and still the pain that threatens again and again. I've decided that's how it's pronounced, so it rhymes.
They're British, and that would be proper.
Okay, it was a rock on me. As you drag down every lover's lane, life's long celebrations here, I'll toast you all in penny cheer.
Okay, back up. As you drag down every lover's lane, does that mean like the person you're taking the lover's lane is against their will and you have to literally drag them down the lane, or?
No, that's just like another term for like moving down the lane, like I assume race, like a drag race, as you drag race down every lover's lane. Or counterpoint, due to the glitter reference earlier, you're dressed in drag.
So you're glittery and in a woman's dress. Okay.
First of all, I've done that costume and I looked great. Let me bring you all things refined. Oh, what's a galliard? Galliards and lute songs served in chilling ale. Galliards.
I'll Google that one while you... Yeah.
Greeting, well met fellow. Hail, I am the wind to fill your sail. I mean, honestly, so far he's just like talking about a really fun party in the woods. Like, I am the cross. Ooh, I'm the cross to take your nail.
The galliard was a form of Renaissance dance and music popular all over Europe in the 16th century.
I am the cross to take your nail just sounds like you're very supportive. Not in a good way, but still supportive. Like a jockstrap of spikes.
I am the wind to fill your sail. Okay, that means you're supportive. You're helping out. I am the cross to take your nail. Oh.
I'm telling you, it means you're super supportive.
Yeah, it means more than that. Super supportive.
Singer of these ageless times with kitchen prose and gutter rhymes. He's kind of dissing on himself there. Songs from the wood make you feel much better. Songs from the wood make you feel much better. Let me bring you love from the field. Poppies red and roses filled with summer rain, to heal the wound and still the pain that threatens again and again. Yeah, and then we just repeat the rest of the song
yeah,
there.
Repeating after that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in that video I said that most of it just sounded like he was talking about a really fun party in the woods, and to a point, I think I do stand by that. I do think that he goes a little more off the rails than I noticed when I first heard it.
Okay.
Like here we do just have like, it sounds like fun party in the woods, you know, but then we do move on to On the Cross to Take Your Nail, which is a little weird, but I still say like, it just sounds supportive. He's a singer of these ageless times with kitchen prose and gutter rhymes. He's just saying like, I might not be the best, but let's go party in the woods and have some fun. And let's do it while wearing glitter and dressed in drag.
Mm. Well, there you have it. Now we have completely incorrectly, but in completely crossed that one off the list.
Oh, I'd love to know if that really has something, because boy, that's weird. But yeah, I think it's mostly just let's go have a fun party in the woods.
It's supportive to the point of sacrificial support. Nigel Craddock says, indeed, they were our anti-drug, which is why we should leave such judgments and accusations to the gutter press. They're really good at it. Oh, and the right wing and their loony mates. Frowny face. Frowny face.
I do think that it's very clear that this song was full of gutter rhymes.
Ho!
So, well, fair enough. Self-described gutter rhymes.
So out of this list, we don't really have much. Nigel, I guess Nigel Craddock is going to be my, what do you think, the best screen name of the day?
Yes, Nigel Craddock.
Nigel.
That's the best way to do a stuck-up British person, I think. You have to over-exaggerate the underbite and then nasal it a bit. Oh, yes, let's go down to the parlor.
I think you're confusing the British accent with Thurston Howell III.
You know, that is my British. And that's not really British. It's more
he's not British at all. It's just
it's lovey,
filthy rich. So that's all I have prepped for today's comments from the fellow humans. We're working on some other ones that we've too recently done. We want to give it a little bit of time to breathe.
I am about 2 hours left of Ghost Rider. So hopefully, probably at some point next week, maybe I should be done. I've been keeping notes as I've been listening, so I have some thoughts. I'm definitely going to do a discussion review of that one, and I'd love to hear comments on that one.
From someone else's talking about the books that he's written, and he's written apparently a lot more books than I was aware of. I actually went ahead and downloaded a different book. I can't remember the title of it, but from the description that someone gave, I felt that it was more up my alley. They said it was as close to an autobiography as you're going to get. And it had to do with like traveling music or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's the one where he wrote about his different travels while he was on tour, I think.
Yeah, could be. So
I read like quick blurbs about some of his other books, but don't quote me on knowledge.
I've downloaded. I have yet to throw it over to the Kindle and begin reading. So we'll see what happens.
Excellent. You know what? This has been a fun journey for us too, John. I think even you have learned a lot that you didn't know going into this.
I mean, I've always said I love the music, but I know very little about the lyrics. In fact, I'm kind of glad that I didn't know about the lyrics because I kind of disagree with a lot of the lyrics. So I'm glad that I enjoy the music more than I do the lyrics, you know, and the music really is pleasing to me, very much so. So it's worth it for me to stick around and support that. But lyrically, I don't see eye to eye with a lot of his ideals, but you know what? He's lived, that's like asking Elvis what it's like to be normal.
Just no concept.
Yeah. So I don't think Neil Peart can ever understand what my life has been like, and I don't think he speaks really to my life. He speaks to his experience, and one could say he speaks from a learned position. But you know what? Learning is different from living learning. So I will respectfully decline to agree with Mr. Peart in a lot of his thinking.
John, I will say that we're going to get into some real that level discussion when we get to my book review. That is all I'll say about that. That is all I'll say about that.
All right.
Until next time, thanks for watching, and bring the insults.